Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you a simple question. What are you attracting into your life? It's an important question because whether you realize it or not, you are a magnet. Your thoughts, your beliefs, and your actions are constantly pulling things toward you, good or bad. The law of attraction is always working, just like gravity. It doesn't take a break. It doesn't ask for permission. It simply responds to what you put out into the world. Now, let's get one thing straight. This isn't magic. It's not about sitting on the couch wishing for success and expecting the universe to drop a bag of money at your doorstep. No, my friend, that's not how it works. You don't get what you want, you get what you are. If you want success, you have to become a person worthy of success. If you want wealth, you have to develop the mindset, the discipline, and the habits of a wealthy person. You see, life doesn't give you what you ask for. It gives you what you demand through your consistent thoughts and actions. 1, you become what you think about. There's an old saying, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. If you spend your days thinking about problems, negativity, and scarcity, guess what? That's exactly what you'll get more of. But if you start thinking about possibilities, solutions, and abundance, then suddenly life starts opening doors. You've got to take control of your mental environment. Guard your thoughts like a precious treasure because they shape your reality. You become what you think about. It sounds simple, doesn't it? But let me tell you, this is one of the most profound truths you will ever learn. Your thoughts are like seeds planted in the soil of your mind. Whatever you plant, you will eventually harvest. If you plant negativity, doubt, and fear, don't be surprised when your life is filled with struggle and disappointment. But if you plant thoughts of abundance, growth, and success, you will begin to see those things manifest in your life. Now, some people hear this and say, that sounds nice, but life is more complicated than just thinking good thoughts. And I agree. It's not just about thinking, it's about how those thoughts shape your actions, your emotions, and ultimately your results. Because here's the truth. Your thoughts determine your attitude determines your actions, and your actions determine your future. Have you ever met someone who always expects the worst? You know the type every time something good happens, they say, yeah, but it won't last. They focus on problems instead of solutions. They dwell on their past failures instead of their future possibilities. And what happens? Life keeps proving them right. They continue to struggle, not because life is unfair, but because they've trained their mind to find obstacles instead of opportunities. On the other hand, think about highly successful people. They see setbacks as learning experiences. They focus on possibilities instead of limitations. When they face challenges, they don't sit around complaining. They ask, how can I use this? How can I grow from this? And because their mind is focused on solutions, they attract more opportunities, more success, and more breakthroughs. There's a powerful quote that says, whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. That's the law of attraction at work. What you dwell on in your mind eventually shows up in your life. Your dominant thoughts become your reality. Think about this. Everything you see around you started as a thought. The car you drive, the phone you use, the home you live in before it became real, it existed in someone's mind. They had to think it first. The same is true for your success. Before you achieve your goals, you have to think them into existence. You have to see yourself winning before you actually win. But here's where most people get stuck. They let their current reality dictate their thinking. If they're broke, they think broke. If they're stuck in a bad situation, they keep focusing on what's wrong instead of what's possible. But my friends, if you want to change your life, you have to first change your thinking. Start paying attention to the thoughts running through your mind every day. Are they thoughts of doubt or thoughts of belief? Are they focused on problems or possibilities? If you're always thinking about what's missing in your life, you'll attract more lack. If you're always thinking about opportunities, you'll start seeing them everywhere. It's not enough to just hope for a better future. You have to train your mind to expect it. This means replacing negative self-talk with positive reinforcement. It means surrounding yourself with uplifting influence, books, mentors, and people who push you to grow. It means making a conscious effort to think about what you want instead of what you don't want. And let me tell you, this isn't just some theory. You can prove it to yourself. Try it. Spend 30 days deliberately focusing on your goals, your potential, and the things you're grateful for. Watch how your attitude shifts. Watch how new opportunities start showing up. Watch how people start responding to you differently. Because remember this, your life is always moving in the direction of your strongest thoughts. If you don't like where you are, start thinking differently. Change your mind, and you'll change your world. 2, success begins with a clear vision. Imagine a ship sailing the ocean with no destination. Where does it go? Nowhere. It drifts. And guess what? Most people live their lives like that, drifting. No clear goals, no direction. And then they wonder why success never comes their way. You've got to decide what you want, not vaguely, not I want to be rich. That's not a goal, that's a wish. Be specific. I want to earn $100,000 a year through my business by helping people achieve their fitness goals. Now that's a goal, that's a vision. And when you have a vision, the law of attraction starts working in your favor. Success begins with a clear vision. If you don't know where you're going, how can you expect to get there? Too many people drift through life without direction, hoping that somehow, someday, things will magically work out. But hope is not a strategy. Wishing is not a plan. If you want to attract success, you have to be intentional about it. You have to see it in your mind before you can hold it in your hands. Think about a ship setting sail. If it has a captain, a destination, and a course mapped out, it will almost always reach its intended port. But what if that same ship had no destination? No map, no direction, just drifting wherever the waves take it. It wouldn't take long before it was lost at sea. That's how most people live their lives, drifting, reacting, going wherever the wind blows, hoping something good happens. And when nothing changes, they wonder why. But successful people think differently. They don't wait for life to happen to them. They decide what they want and move toward it with purpose. They create a clear, compelling vision of their future. And that vision becomes a magnet, pulling them toward their goals. Because when you know exactly what you want, your mind starts working in your favor. You begin to notice opportunities that were always there but went unnoticed. Your actions become more aligned with your desires. Clarity is power. The clearer your vision, the stronger your ability to attract it. If you say, I want to be successful, that's too vague. What does success look like for you? Is it financial freedom? Is it building a business? Is it improving your health or strengthening your relationships? You have to be specific. A vague goal leads to vague results. A precise goal leads to precise actions. Let's say 2 people both want to be wealthy. The first person just says, I want to be rich. The second person says, I want to earn $100, zero a year by starting an online business that helps people improve their productivity. Who do you think has a better chance of making it happen? The second person, because they have clarity. And with that clarity comes focus, direction, and a sense of urgency. Your mind is like a GPS. If you don't program a destination, it can't guide you anywhere meaningful. But the moment you input a specific goal, it starts mapping out a route. That's the power of a clear vision. The law of attraction works when you give it something definite to focus on. When your mind knows what it's aiming for, it will work tirelessly to bring it to life. But here's the key. You have to believe in your vision. It's not enough to write it down and forget about it. You have to see it so clearly in your mind that it feels real before it even happens. Olympic athletes do this all the time. They visualize crossing the finish line, standing on the podium, feeling the weight of the gold medal around their neck. They don't just train their bodies, they train their minds. And because they've already seen themselves winning, their actions naturally follow. This is why you should spend time every day visualizing your goals. See yourself living the life you want. Feel it, believe it, and act as if it's already on its way. When you do this, something powerful happens. Your brain starts filtering the world differently. It starts noticing opportunities that align with your vision. People, resources, and ideas begin to show up in ways you never expected. But remember, vision alone isn't enough. You have to take action. Dreaming without doing is just decide what you want, make it vivid, and let that vision pull you forward. Because when you know exactly what you're aiming for, the universe has a way of helping you get there. 3, positive action attracts positive results. Some people think all they have to do is visualize their goals and good things will happen. My friend, if that were true, every person who ever dreamed of being a millionaire would be one. The truth is, the law of attraction works when you put it to work. It's not just about thinking, it's about doing. Action is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Want better health? Start eating better. Want financial freedom? Learn about money, invest wisely, and develop new skills. Positive action attracts positive results. The law of attraction is not just about thinking the right thoughts, it's about backing those thoughts with real, intentional action. Some people misunderstand this principle. They believe that if they just visualize success, it will magically appear. But success is not something you wish for, it's something you work for. The universe rewards those who take action. Imagine a farmer who sits on his porch every day, visualizing a great harvest but never planting any seeds. No matter how much he believes in abundance, if he doesn't take action, his fields will remain empty. The same is true for life. Thinking the right thoughts is important, but thoughts alone don't change your circumstances. It's what you do with those thoughts that makes the difference. When you set a goal and take steps toward it, you send a message to the universe that you are serious. You create momentum, you build confidence, and most importantly, you start attracting the people, resources, and opportunities that can help you move forward. Action is the key that unlocks the power of attraction. But here's the challenge: most people wait. They wait for the perfect time, the perfect opportunity, the perfect conditions. They say, I'll start when I have more money. I'll take action when I feel ready. I'll go for it when the circumstances are just right. And because they keep waiting, nothing ever changes. The truth is, there is no perfect time. The best time to take action is now. Action creates clarity. You don't have to have everything figured out before you start. Just take the first step. When you do, the next step will reveal itself. Imagine driving a car at night. Your headlights only show a few hundred feet ahead. But as you move forward, more of the road becomes visible. That's how life works. You don't need to see the entire path. You just need to start moving. Every great success story is built on action. Think about someone who has achieved extraordinary things. They didn't get there by waiting or wishing. They got there by taking bold, consistent action. They made decisions, took risks, and kept moving forward even when things weren't perfect. And because of that, they attracted the opportunities and breakthroughs that led to their success. Now let's talk about the power of consistency. Taking action once is not enough. Success is built on small daily steps that compound over time. The person who goes to the gym once and expects to be in great shape is fooling themselves, but the person who commits to working out consistently will see results. The same is true for your goals. One big action won't change your life, but small, repeated actions will. Here's something important. You don't have to start big. Some people never take action because they think their first step has to be massive. But small steps lead to big results. If you want to write a book, start by writing 1 page a day. If you want to build a business, start by learning, planning, and taking one small action every day. Progress, no matter how small, creates momentum. And once momentum kicks in, success becomes inevitable. Taking action also shifts your identity. When you start acting like the person you want to become, you begin to attract the success that matches that identity. If you see yourself as someone who is disciplined, focused, and determined, you will naturally start making choices that align with that vision. Your actions reinforce your beliefs, and your beliefs shape your reality. Success is not about luck. It's about cause and effect. You take the right actions and the right results follow. You put in the effort and the rewards come. You don't sit back and wait for things to happen. You make things happen. And when you combine positive action with belief, persistence, and the right mindset, there is no limit to what you can achieve. 4, the power of association. You've probably heard this before. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. It's true. If you hang around complainers, you'll start complaining. If you spend time with successful, driven people, their habits will rub off on you. So take inventory of your circle. Are they lifting you up or dragging you down? If you want to attract success, align yourself with people who think bigger, dream bigger, and push you to be better. The power of association is one of the most critical factors in shaping your success. Whether you realize it or not, the people you surround yourself with influence your thinking, your habits, and ultimately your results. You don't just attract success through your mindset and actions, you also attract it through the relationships you cultivate. If you want to elevate your life, you must be intentional about the company you keep. Take a moment and think about the 5 people you spend the most time with. Their attitudes, their income, their mindset, chances are yours are similar. That's because we naturally absorb the energy, habits, and perspectives of those around us. If you spend your time with negative, unmotivated people who complain and make excuses, it's only a matter of time before you start doing the same. But if you surround yourself with driven, positive, and successful individuals, their habits will rub off on you. Success leaves clues. If you want to be successful, study successful people. Observe how they think, how they speak, how they approach challenges. More importantly, put yourself in environments where success is the standard. When you surround yourself with winners, their mindset starts influencing yours. You begin to see new possibilities, set higher standards, and take bolder actions. Think about athletes who train with top performers. When they compete at a higher level, they naturally improve because they are exposed to excellence every day. The same applies to business, personal development, and any area of life. The more you associate with people who push you to be better, the more you grow. But sometimes making this shift requires difficult choices. You may have people in your life who drain your energy, who bring negativity, who discourage your dreams. And while you can't always eliminate certain relationships overnight, you can choose how much influence they have over you. You can choose to limit your exposure to negativity and increase your exposure to inspiration and ambition. Seek out mentors, people who have achieved what you want to achieve. Read their books, listen to their podcasts, attend their seminars. In today's world, you don't even need to know someone personally to learn from them. You can absorb their wisdom through content, and over time, their thinking will shape yours. Also, look for peer groups that challenge you. If you're always the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. Growth happens when you're surrounded by people who stretch you, who hold you accountable, who inspire you to aim higher. Join masterminds, networking groups, or communities that align with your goals. Now, let's talk about energy. Every person carries an energy that either lifts you up or pulls you down. Pay attention to how you feel after spending time with someone. Do you feel motivated, excited, and full of ideas? Or do you feel drained, doubtful, and discouraged? The right associations will fuel your ambition, while the wrong ones will steal it. It's not just about removing negative influences, it's also about becoming the kind of person that others want to associate with. If you want to attract winners, you have to be a winner. If you want to connect with high achievers, you must bring value to the table. Focus on your own growth, and the right people will naturally gravitate towards you. Your environment plays a massive role in your success. If you want to rise to a new level, you must align yourself with people, ideas, and experiences that elevate you. Success is contagious. When you immerse yourself in an environment of excellence, it becomes impossible not to grow. Choose your associations wisely, because the people around you will either propel you forward or hold you back. And if you want to attract success, surround yourself with it every single day. 5, gratitude and expectation. Finally, let's talk about a secret weapon of the law of attraction, gratitude. Gratitude is a magnet for more blessings. You see, some people wake up and say, "Ugh, another day." Others wake up and say, "Thank you for another day, another chance, another opportunity." The person who lives with gratitude attracts more things to be grateful for. And when you pair that gratitude with expectation, oh, that's powerful. When you wake up expecting good things, opportunities start appearing. When you walk into a room with confidence, people take notice. Gratitude and expectation are 2 of the most powerful forces when it comes to attracting success. The way you think, you become a magnet for more success, more opportunities, and more fulfillment. Most people spend their time thinking about what they lack. They focus on their problems, their struggles, and what's missing in their lives. They wake up thinking about bills, stress, and the things they don't have, and as a result, they attract more of the same. The law of attraction works by giving you more of what you focus on. If you constantly dwell on lack, you will continue to experience lack. But when you shift your focus to gratitude, everything begins to change. Gratitude is a powerful signal to the universe. It tells life, I see the blessings I already have, and I am open to receiving more. When you start to appreciate the good in your life, and no matter how small, you create an energy that draws more good things towards you. Gratitude is not just about feeling good in the moment. It actually rewires your brain to notice more opportunities, solutions, and possibilities. Think about a time when you were deeply grateful for something. Maybe it was a special moment with a loved one, an achievement you worked hard for, or even something simple like a beautiful sunset. In that moment of gratitude, you weren't worried, stressed, or fearful. You were present, you were open, you were attracting more positivity into your life without even realizing it. That's the power of gratitude. Now, gratitude alone is not enough. You also have to pair it with expectation. Expectation is the belief that great things are coming your way. It's knowing deep down that success is not only possible, it's inevitable. Some people hope things will get better, but hopeful thinking is weak without belief. When you truly expect success, you move differently. You make decisions with confidence. You take action knowing that results are on the way. Think about the way successful people carry themselves. They don't walk around hoping things will work out. They expect them to. They operate with certainty, and that certainty influences the way people respond to them. The world gives more opportunities to those who move with confidence, and confidence comes from expectation. But here's the challenge: most people expect the worst. They say things like, I'll probably fail, this won't work, or things never go my way. And because they expect failure, they unconsciously create it. Their energy, their actions, and their decisions all align with their negative expectations. You have to break that cycle. Start expecting things to work in your favor. Expect to meet the right people, to find the right opportunities, to achieve your goals. When you set a goal, don't just wish for it, expect it. Walk into every situation believing that success is on its way. When you carry yourself with that level of certainty, people take notice. Opportunities start appearing. Life starts aligning in your favor. One of the most powerful habits you can develop is combining gratitude and expectation every single day. Start your morning by listing a few things you are grateful for. Then affirm what you expect to happen. Say, I am grateful for what I have, and I expect even greater things to come. This simple practice shifts your mindset from scarcity to abundance, from doubt to belief. When you live with gratitude and expectation, you attract success effortlessly. You stop chasing and start receiving. You no longer struggle and stress over outcomes. You trust that everything is working in your favor. And as a result, life begins to unfold in ways you never imagined. My friends, the law of attraction is not a mystery. It's a principle. You attract what you are, so become someone worth attracting. Think the right thoughts, take the right actions. Surround yourself with the right people, and watch how life transforms before your eyes. Because remember this, your future is not something you wait for, it's something you create. Success is not reserved for a select few. It is available to anyone who understands and applies these principles. The law of attraction is always at work, whether you believe in it or not. Your thoughts shape your reality. Your vision directs your future. Your actions create momentum. Your associations influence your path, and your gratitude opens the door for more abundance. The key is to be intentional. Decide today that you will no longer leave your success to chance. Choose your thoughts wisely, focus on possibilities instead of limitations, and take consistent action toward your goals. Surround yourself with people who inspire and challenge you, and above all, cultivate an attitude of gratitude and expectation. Your future is not determined by your past. It is shaped by what you do right now. Start thinking differently, acting boldly, and believing that success is already on its way to you. Because when you align your mindset, actions, and expectations with the life you want, the universe has no choice but to respond. Go forward with confidence, dream big, take action, and trust that everything you desire is within your reach. The power is in your hands, Susa, to create the life you were meant to live.